Now, this is the sexism portion of my act. It's not the man-bashing portion of my act. But I did these jokes in Austin, Texas a few years ago, and a bunch of dudes walked out. And I was like, grow up. I mean, that expression, keep Austin weird. Austin is officially not weird anymore if they can't handle some jokes about sexism. And I'll tell you this. Look at it this way. I'm a white woman. I'm in a majority. And I can handle it when I hear about how terrible white women are. And I know the history and I know the privileges I have. So you got to chill. If you're a guy and you're like, oh, not me, then great. Then shut up. But let me tell you about what the other guys are doing so you can know. Because I had to know what the other white women were doing when they all elected Trump. You know what I mean? So, Nisha's right. And unfortunately, because guys are so tricky, we kind of have to assume you're all horrible until you prove us wrong, right? Now, thank you. I don't know who's clapping. It's the men. That's right, you do. When I was 10 years old, my mom gave me a set of keys. And I was very excited because in my generation, Gen X, there were latchkey kids. I don't know if you've heard of this, but these kids would wear keys around their neck because they had to let themselves in the house after school because their parents were working. Oh, I wish I'd been a latchkey kid. So wanted that. But my dad worked from home. We lived on a golf course. My dad's a greenskeeper. He was always there. My mom didn't work until I was older. And so they were always fucking home, always interrupting my speeches to Congress. So when my mom handed me a bunch of keys, I was like, do I get to be a latchkey kid? And she's like, no, these keys don't go to anything. And I go, then what are you giving them to me for? She goes, you're starting to walk to and from school by yourself, and it's time you had keys for protection. I go, against what? And she goes, well, and she taught me, you put each a key between your fingers, and you hold it like this, and then you hold it down. And I said, but protection against what? Bad guys? And she goes, well, all guys. I go, all guys? And she goes, well, we don't know who the bad ones are, the good ones are. I go, oh. Is Dad one of the bad guys? No, so far, so good, Jennifer. I go, so what do I do with the keys? She goes, well, if you see a guy coming and he drives by, no problem. But if he stops and gets out of his car, you hold your keys up so he knows you have a weapon. And if he gets closer, you cut him across the face with the keys, and it'll scare him and hurt him, and you could even get some skin and blood on the key that we can use for evidence. And I'm like, this is amazing. Like, I'm not sad at all. You know, I'm not like boohoo sexism. I'm like, I get to scratch a dude, you know, and get evidence. Like, shit, this is unreal. You know, I was so proud that I was like this is what it means to be a woman. Fuck getting your period. I'm getting keys. And so I never had to use them, thank God. But I think that is such a terrible idea. They even have this thing called Lady Claw that you can buy, which is like you hold it and go like that, and these like spikes come out, and you're supposed to just walk around like that. But I think if a dude gets that close to you where you could punch him, you're fucked. So you gotta keep the bad guys away from you from a distance. And so this is why I didn't have kids, but I give this to you as Aunt Jen or Big Sis Jen. This is what you do to keep bad guys away from you. And you know what? Any gender can use this. Keep criminals away. This is how you do it. First of all, you gotta act fucking crazy. No one wants to deal with a crazy person. But the keys don't work. Let me just emphasize. Nobody has ever walked by a woman holding keys and been like, get her, get her. Oh shit, she's got keys. Oh my God, no, run. That's a Honda Civic key. That's a big one. So this is when I walk alone at night or walk in a parking garage, I do the windmill. And I have been safe. You start swinging your arms and you run and just scream like a psycho. Now, if you're not as athletic as me, and you're like, Jen, I can't do that. Will I be unsafe in these streets? No. Because men think women are crazy anyway. So let's use that. So just stand on a street corner and go, I have an emotional need.